You have not settled it in your mind that not every Christian will be wealthy. Now, one of my sons, when I said this one time at the tent, came to me later and he said, okay, sir, you are my father. Anything you teach, I agree, as long as it's scripture. But wait, how does God now choose the people who will suffer and the people who will be wealthy? Because me, I will not be able to take it. If God is saying that others can be rich and then me, why did he choose me? What's the basis? What's the basis for that kind of choosing? Because all of us are the ones that are suffering. Can I show you some realities in scripture? Give me Proverbs let me find the scripture. Let me show you some realities. I'll come to Proverbs 30. I don't want to get to 30. Give me Proverbs 10:15 first. Proverbs 10:15. Proverbs 10:15. The rich man's wealth is his what? The destruction of the poor is their what? Give us a simpler translation. Give us NLT or Bible in basic English. One of those ones. The wealth of the rich is their fortress. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. Give me message. Message. This one is indigent. Give me NIV. Or good news. The wealth protects the rich. I like this one. But poverty does what? Destroys the poor. Do you know what this means? If a man now is living in a house and this rain that has been falling for 2 days falls and removes the roof of a rich man's house, the rich man can just go to his bank account, take money, call carpenters, buy roofing sheets, regardless of the cost. And within 2 days, 3 days maximum, the roof is back. Everything that water destroyed, he has bought some new ones. So wealth for him is like a defense. You cannot see him experiencing disgrace and shame. He cannot go to the hospital and they say oxygen. 1 can of oxygen is 30,000 naira. Then he begins to panic. Did you not read of stories in this Nigeria that a woman went to give birth and the wife gave birth to quintuplets? That's how many now? 5. I'll be 8. There was the one I want to talk about is 8. What is 8 now? Octuplets. And then they call the man that his wife has given birth. The man ran. Why did he run? Because he has no fortification. There's nothing to shield him from that embarrassment. So wealth is like a defense. That's the reality. The poor, if the landlord drives him from his house today, he doesn't know where to go. That's the reality. If it's time to pay school fees and he does not have, he's looking at shame in the eye. There is no way to go. The destruction of the poor, poverty, destroys. This is the reality. So this is why that my son was asking me, he said, if God knows that this is true, even in the business world, they tell you that you need to use money to make money. If you are going to expand your business, if you are going to grow your product, if you are going to extend the frontiers of your enterprise, you need to be able to spend money. So why will God do it in such a way that some of us will never know the depths of wealth? How does God choose? You see, I have found out in my walk with God that God sends his resources according to his original design. If it is part of your destiny, if it is part of God's plan that you are going to handle certain dimensions of his expressions on the earth that require you to have the tool of wealth, he will send it your way. God is not sentimental in that matter. This is what I told my son. Then how did God design that the poor should survive? in that case. The way he designed for the poor to survive is that he put a system called his church. And when I speak about the church, I'm not speaking about denomination. He put a system called his body. The way the body of Christ is supposed to function is that everyone should not lack. Everyone should not lack. He blesses one so that that one becomes an outflow for the dispensing of his wealth and his riches across his body. The reason we are suffering lack, that the poverty is still destroying the poor, is that God has not been able to deal with our selfishness and greed.